Kia ora, tēnā koutou, hello and welcome back to another episode of Thaumcraft 4.2 with Birdtross. Over the last couple of episodes we have been building ourselves this moonshine distillery, or as it's properly called, sort of a wheat distillery. Basically, wheat has a bunch of really useful aspects inside it. It's got farmers and messis, and what this machine does is it will break down all of the essentia, or it'll create all of the essentias by breaking it down using various centrifuges. Now, in that episode, I built a machine, but the machine that you see before you is actually a completely different machine. I had to completely tear the entire thing out and rebuild it from scratch, and the reason for that was because the suction on the centrifuges is... Let's go ahead and talk about that. It's 128, right? But it's untyped. Now, so untyped suction will draw anything towards itself, and in the original design we did not have these filtered tubes beneath those, and I was hypothesizing a couple of episodes ago about whether or not these filtered tubes would actually filter the suction, and it turns out that they do. So if I go here, you can see the suction is 31 messis, and right here it is 63. It's coming from here, of course. So yes, it is working. You can put a filter in, for example, in front of the essentia pump, and you can filter the suction. So that basically means that when you have systems like this, you can set the suction to be specific, which is really, really cool. I'm not sure if I showed this on the video, but you have to put this in, because once the Birdtross jar that's down here fills up, the suction from the centrifuge over here isn't actually enough to draw all the way the Birdtross that's all the way over here, so you have to put this in sort of halfway through. So yeah, the design now is unfortunately bigger. It's bigger than when we showed it off in that episode. There has been a bit of discussion in the comments about whether or not we are going to shrink this design, and absolutely we will be shrinking the design in the future. I think for a final design what I would really like to have is to have all of these centrifuges directly next to each other, sort of in a nice little wall that we can sort of look at. Perhaps what we could do is have it, this guy right here, and then a couple of blocks behind have all the various centrifuges, and then you'd probably have to have your pipes underground, and I'd have to put watered glass in to be able to see all these various pipes doing who knows what. It's really awesome to look at. So yeah, I just wanted to get this down and up and running is the most important thing, because to recap, the essentias that this generates are actually really awesome. It generates all 6 of the primals, as well as the 3 that are required to make golems, Humanus, Mortus, and Spiritus, that is way over here. Looks like we're starting to generate a decent amount of more Mortus now. That's the last one that we need, and that one's got the Spiritus label on there. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this thing has turned out. It's doing what I wanted, it's just not very small. So like I said, we will be shrinking it in the future. But let's go ahead and just show off Phil, our Phil Golem. He's actually an empty golem, but we're calling him Phil because he used to be a... Anyway. He is down here, and he's got the Alumentum chest that is over there, connected to our Alumentum factory. He now has a little path underneath the floor here to keep this topped up with Alumentum for us, which is really nice. I've got a little bit of an opening here. I need to work on how I'm going to get him in range to be able to put stuff in there. I'm thinking of something to do with a pressure plate and a redstone timings and a piston down there to push him up and put that in, stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking of doing to make the floor keep the floor looking nice. But yeah, this is what I wanted. You want to be able to sort of see golems moving through the floors to fill various machines up. He's only got 3 machines to fill at the moment, and only one of them's running, so you know he's not really moving around. But yeah, so just talking for the future about this sort of design, what we would end up doing is basically taking these primal essentias, and we would take them over probably to this side of the alchemy lab, where we will have a place to make balanced shards. All you've got to do is throw in your excess shards, or whenever you need a new batch of shards, just go ahead and toss some shards in there, and it'll use up these guys. So a full jar of essentia will make 32 balanced shards, so if you had 2 jars you'd have an entire stack. But 32 is a decent batch number, So, yeah, we're only going to really, we don't really need balance shards that much. And then, obviously, over in this other part, it'd be really cool to have a dedicated place to make golems. So we would have our spiritus, our mortus and humanus sort of routed over that way as well. That'd be really cool. But today what we're going to be starting with is actually creating for ourselves one of the runic shielding items, the runic shielding amulet. Let's get far enough away so that we can't hear stuff. There we go. So what's going on here? We need to go over to the Artifice tab, and it's right here, the Amulet of Emergency Shielding, a fantastic amulet. Basically, you sacrifice 1 runic shielding now to get 8 later, which sounds like a massive steal. Unfortunately, it costs quite a decent amount of aspect here. It requires 35 Prei Contatio. Let's actually check if I have that lying around. Prei Contatio is the one that I'm using a lot of at the moment. No, I only have 4 lying around right now, so I will need to just quickly burn some stuff down to get that. But the rest of these I should have on hand. 32 Terra and Wakwas. Let's just have a quick look. I've got that, and the Terra of course I do have. That's probably one of the most common aspects in the entire game. And Tutamen, so I do have enough Tutamen. So cool, looks like all I need to do is burn down some stuff to generate some Prei Contatio. Let's go over to the basic information and see what we can burn down. I think we have to go a little bit further. You can't just click on either of these little things, which is kind of a bit of annoying. Yeah, so we know a lot of stuff. We actually know almost too much stuff that has it inside. That's a little bit of an interesting thing. This little overlay centers on the mouse. It doesn't sort of start here and go down like this. Okay. We can only just see the top there. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to probably go with Great Wood or Netherwart is pretty common. Other than that, I'm not really seeing too much that would actually be useful to burn down here. So Netherwart it is probably. Let's see how much Netherwart I have stocked up. I've got a decent amount, probably about... Yeah, let's just do this much, and then we've got a bunch of Erba in there too. I think we're a bit low on Erba as well, so this is definitely a good thing to burn right now. So let's go ahead and do just that. All of these are closed. I like to check that. So drop that in, and that is good to go. Now, while that's burning down, let's go ahead and gather the rest of the materials for this... not like that. Gather the rest of the materials for our amulet here. That's going to be 4 Earth Shards, a Balance Shard, and a Potion of Strength. Okay, that's going to be the hardest thing to make. So let's get started with that. Let's see, we're going to need our 4 shards. Actually, I should probably do the potion first. Where is my brewing stand? It's right there, of course. And my brewing ingredients should also be somewhere around. Here we go. So let's just recap on the Potion of Strength. I can't remember it offhand. So it's going to be Netherwart, and then... Let's see, Netherwart and Strength. Where is that? Really? Strength not in there. Vision, water breathing, speed, regen. Did I seriously not put it in? Come on! Instant health, potion, poison, regeneration, weakness, night vision, water breathing. I did not put it in. Huh. Wow. How did I miss strength potions? Oh my goodness. Welcome back. Just had to take a quick break off camera there to find out how to make strength potions. It turns out blaze powder is what you need for that, so let's just go ahead and break down some cinder pearl. Do I actually have some strength potions in here already? That would be a good question. I should have probably checked that. I'm not seeing them. Speed, night vision, speed, strength at all? Gust here. Speed, strength. Yeah, I'm not seeing strength, so we will have to make some strength potions. Okay, now let's get ourselves some vials, a crafting table over here. It's been a while since I did some vanilla potion brewing. Happy to have you along for the ride for that. Is there any water around? No, I took a hole out, by the way. My normal water sources right here, but that looks to have done a runner, so you know what I'm gonna do. Why are you like that? Is it because I'm a thaumaturge? Well, whatever, we'll go ahead and use that. What? Okay, anyway. Let's go ahead and put these in the brewing stand. And Then put our... No, we need to do the nether wart first. That is what you need to do first. That's a base ingredient for every potion. But so how is this thing doing? It should have broken down everything by now. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and open the floodgates. So this is how it works. You guys haven't seen how the system works. It's a little bit basically like with an alchemical furnace setup that I had for quite a while that was way down near the entrance to the base. It's basically like the big kids version of that. Is really what it is. It's just hooked up into our main Essentia tanks, and that should just be able to filter out and head in here. Here it goes. It's starting to fill up now. And this should be empty by now. There we go. So we've got these, for those who don't know how that's working, we got these pumps that are right here. And I've moved them in a little bit because the suction right here was actually stronger than what it could be on this pump. I'm not sure if I went over that. I can't remember if I did. But yeah, so that's that out of the way. Now what we want to do is get the rest of that out, of course, just to save a bit of time. How's our potion doing? Got some awkward potions, very good. Now to get strength potions, I believe it was strength potion 2, wasn't it? Let's just check. It's a strength 2, yes, so we're going to need to increase the potency, which I believe is glowstone? Let's just check. I know that I've got that in here. Increased potency is indeed glowstone dust. I don't have any glowstone here, so let's just check in our loot chest. Here we go, we've got a little bit. Yeah, I think I went to the nether at some point. Those are all done up now. Let's go ahead and turn those into strength 2. The last of the Prayer Cantatio should have gone out, very good. So let's just go ahead and close the valves. That's still manual right now. What I need to do is build some sort of control board. Would be kind of cool. Have a control board out there just to say open up the Essentia valves right there would be really nice. Not sure how you do that though, because 48 different aspects. Kind of hard to put that in a control board. Perhaps what you could do is, in order to do what I'm thinking of, you need to put buffers like right here. To be kind of insane, kind of expensive, and buffers are not the cheapest thing in the world. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up the Erba tank. Erba tank. Yes, so we should be able to stick a whole stack of Erba in our main supply, so let's do that. And we should have these potions done by now. Yep, very cool. And I haven't scanned these, of course. I probably should have done scanned some strength ones while I had the chance, but okay. Just as I thought, we've got some Matal Room in there, as well as a little bit of Prayer Cantatio, if we want to burn that down. And a little bit of aqua, of course. I think everything has a tiny amount of aqua inside it. Anyway, I've got one of those for the recipe. We're also going to need, of course, our Runeshielding Amulet, which I have on. We're going to need 4 of these, and I believe it was one of these. But we'll take 2. You always want to have extra materials. Very cool. And let me just check the layout here. Yeah, this should have finished up by now. There it goes. So let's go ahead and open up the other Erba tank while we're just piddling around. There we go. Right, so Fulminomicon. Okay, it's going to be the balance shard at the top, potion of strength at the bottom, and we should have everything that we need right now. It is an instability high, but we should be doing okay. I've got a cool animation on there. I did realize off camera that these are actually animated, but that one's a little bit more obvious. Alright, let's go ahead and get these placed down. Put the balance shard up there, and let's put these 2 over here. These 2 over here. It's not perfect, but it is pretty close when you put your pedestals up like this. Put our potion on there, and that should be good to go. Let's get this amulet down, and let's do it. Do it to it. Awesome, in goes the Tutamen. Just while that's going, we'll go ahead and close the valve. But I just want to pay a little bit more attention to this. I haven't been paying very much attention to my infusions recently. It's a bit of a bad habit that I've got into. In goes the Prayer Cantatio. Really cool. Should have enough there. Yep. You can see it draining out of the jar, and we've got plenty left in there. Where'd the sound go? That was a little bit odd. In comes the Terra. Now it is draining it out of the bottom, but because of the system that we've got set up here, it should be able to pull it out of the top here. Yep, that is indeed working. Oh, don't do that. Just go ahead and close it, thank you. And that will cause a little bit of untyped suction fog whenever that happens. Alright, in goes the Wakwas. That's the last of the Essentials. Everything is still on the pedestals, very good. Awesome. In goes the balance shard first, the most expensive ingredient, but it's not too bad now because we have that wheat system. That's all automated now, by the way. The golem's just going to pull through all of the wheat that is in our chest, and that's going to turn it into... well, it's going to waste it now because all of those jars are down there are probably full by now. I'm just wondering if that's the best plan. Do I actually want my moonshine distillery going when there's no need for it to go? I think it's kind of cool to just go in there and see golems working, though. If anything. Anyway, the Amulet of Emergency Shielding. Let's go ahead and toss that on the ground and give it a quick scan, and have a look at what it's got. Not really too much different, I don't think, but definitely a very cool item. If you go, as I said, if you're going to have the Amulet and the Girdle of Runic Shielding, you might as well go for the upgraded version, because, hey, you know, they're way better, and the Runic Shielding is almost as good. And this one is way better than the vanilla one. Or, I say vanilla, you know what I mean, the base one. Anyway, no major problems with that infusion. That is very good. Very, very good. We got anything else that we can finish off today? I think there actually is something else that I wanted to do. We've got a bunch of these foci over here that we haven't even considered crafting. We've got ourselves the Frost Focus, which requires some pretty basic materials, some 4 water shards, 4 nether quartz, a diamond, as well as a bunch of aspects, and that is just going to be in the arcane work table. That is pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and get this going. I have yet to try this. I have yet to make it, and actually let's dump these potions off as well. Okay, those are good. Yeah, I think that's everything. The inventory's kind of starting to look a little bit crazy. And we're only just starting. There we go. I think it's back up to normal. And let's get ourselves a diamond. The Thaumcraft doesn't really use very many diamonds, does it? It sort of takes the idea that diamonds are extremely rare, but honestly if you do a heap of caving, right, basically when I cave in Thaumcraft, what I'm looking for is iron and gold. I mean, those are by far used a ridiculous amount in Thaumcraft. It would be kind of cool to see if it used diamonds a little bit more. They are used, sort of, but they could be used a little bit more, I think, because you know, you have your thaumium here, you have your thaumium tools, and you make those out of iron, right? So there's a certain amount of balance, and the same goes for the fortress armor. That's about the same as diamond, but that is made out of, well, it's made out of iron, basically. It's like souped up iron armor that you've transverted. No, you've turned into. What am I trying to say? You've turned into thaumium armor. There we go. So anyway, the wand focus frost. Let's go ahead and pop that on the wand. I've got a second wand focus shock here, by the way, that has got earth shock on it. We might have a go with that as well, but let's get the earth shock focus out first. And give those monsters what for, huh? I can't actually remember what this thing does. Let's just quickly recap. See what it says. Capable of hurling chunks of ice, and they can ricochet, basically. Okay, it's got a nice blue tip on the wand there. So, oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, yeah, it kind of bounces around a little bit. So I guess it'd be kind of good in close quarters, like in, for example, spawner rooms. But yeah, you probably don't want to be anywhere near that thing. It's going to basically bounce right back at you, isn't it? How you doing, man? Ow! Let's try out the Earth Shock focus now. This one's a really cool one. Oh! But you don't want to be too close, and it looks like they emit light as well. It turns the shock focus into this little ball thing rather than a spark of lightning. Just turns it into a ball that electrifies the ground. Yeah, so if we stand on there, we get shocked a little bit. It looks like they've gone through my runic shielding already. Sucks to be that guy. To be honest though, I probably prefer the chain lining a little bit more just because you can, it's just very versatile. You know, it's just it's very basic, but that's what makes it so good, right? It's just its basic functionality. It just attacks stuff and damages it, and there's nothing particularly special about it other than that it'll hit multiple targets, which, let's be honest, that's what the shock focus should just do, right? The earth shock is really nice, it's very gimmicky, but man, it's still going there, so you can't really use that in close quarters. Like if you're using that in some sort of dungeony area like the end dungeon or, you know, somewhere like that, you want to stick with this other focus. But yeah, we're just going to keep it on us just because it's awesome. Let's get back here, man. If I hit myself with that, what happens? Yeah, not gonna want to find out. Doesn't seem to do very much damage. I will need to buff that up in the focal manipulator, because we've got foci that are just way better. Alright, then let's head back down. Whee! Man, almost didn't make it there. Looks like we've got a couple of other foci that we can make here, actually. We've got this warding focus. We can't make this yet because it requires a nether star. In order to get a nether star, you need to kill the wither. And I don't even have a single wither skull yet, so well, that's not happening for a while. But we have the portable hole focus over here. Yes, we do. Okay, this one is going to cost 10 alienis. I should have that. Ether is always in short supply. I should have a decent amount of permutatio. Let's actually just quickly check. Now this, it's not even... Okay, this one is an infusion recipe. Okay. Because I was just wondering for a little bit of a second. Okay. It looks like we're low on permutatio, and I think we're low on ether as well. Yeah. Do I want to try and get those together for you guys? I think we do. I think we do. Just while I'm burning up a bunch of the quicksilver here. Hold the phone? That has never happened before. Anyway, just while this is happening, just wanted to make the quick announcement of Fluke Soul Hunter. If you're watching this video, so you better go ahead and check your YouTube messages, because there is a very special message for you there. From yours truly. I was hoping that it would notify you somehow, but it seems to not have. So, yeah. Check it. Cool. Anyway, let's get going with this. I just want to quickly get the quicksilver going. It looks like I made a bit too much of it, as usual. Oh well. That's okay. That is all good. It just means that it's a little bit harder to store. It takes an extra inventory spot. Let's see, we're going to need 10. But we probably want to get a decent amount going. So if I do 2? I think we'll just do 32. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking we'll do. So let's put you guys in here, and then stick this in here. I think we're not filled up on Wenenum. Wenenum? No. So we will be able to put the Wenenum away, but the Matal Room, and we have got so much Matal Room, but I don't want to get rid of it because it actually has Ordo inside it, if I recall. Let's have a look for Matal Room, because I'd like to be able to break down that Matal Room and use it up efficiently, I guess. Yeah, so breaks down into Vitreous, and Vitreous breaks down into Ordo. Yep, cool. So we'll save that Matal Room if we can. Let's get a spare jar for it. Just right here. Here we go. Got a heap of these. I generally make these now in about batches of 64. Because, you know, they're just used all over the place in Thaumcraft. The Wenenum's building up, as is the permutatio. That's going to take up 2 Olympics by itself. The Matal Room, let's get that stored up. And let's get you in here as well. There we go. And the Wenenum, that's only going to take 1 attack by itself. But yeah, that is a lot of Matal Room actually, so that's going to be 1.5 jars actually, so that will generate a decent amount of water for us once I break this down. That's almost completely filled up. So let's get back here and just stop this thing from overflowing. Yeah. There we go. How much is there left, guys? Not very much, that's good. So yeah, decent amount of Matal Room. And let's just make sure that that completely drains out. There we go. Cool. And that should be... That's perfect. That is all geometrically identical. I was doing some ether just before. And the Winanum, let's just open that jar up. There we go. It's manual. I would like it not to be, but because of the design that I've gone with for this place, basically a look before function, form before function, yeah, I think that's an important edict to have whenever you're doing Minecraft. Having a cool looking base, I mean, look at that, it looks like a pigsty, but we're moving through here. I'm just not very, I'm just wondering if I should make these aesthetic episodes, building episodes, because I figure that a lot of people sort of want to see the Thaumcraft related content. If you guys would actually consider and would want to watch building episodes of the Thaumcraft base, I haven't done them very much, but if you do want to see them, feel free to let me know. That way I will actually be able to do a bit more building on camera. Let's get the Permutatio up. I did open the right jar, right? I did indeed. We could now set the recipe up. So let's just, I didn't even look at the materials that we need on the pedestals. Okay, 3 quartz, 3 shards, are you kidding me? And an ender pearl, man, cheap as chips. I'm drowning in ender pearls at the moment because I don't need them anymore for the stronghold. Here's one in here. And we're also going to need, it was iron, peruditio, and something else, but I can't remember. Because my brain is like a sieve, you guys know this. It was that. But we want to get at least 2 of each. And we want a couple of quartz as well. We'll get 4 quartz. And just get those on the bar ready to go, Z's. There we go. Cool. Whoop! That's going to happen. Get back up. There we go. So the Permutatio, well, that's actually only just 1 alembic done and dusted. That's that one gone. So let's get, where is it? It's up the top. Gonna hide it in the corner there. Now while that's filtering out, let's just check out the order for this portable hole. So that's gonna be earth, air, peruditio. Okay. Just get those on like so. Cool, let's go for it. So put you right there. Earth. And the air was gonna be over here. Peruditio. Let's see, right there. Cool. That's those guys out of the way. Let's get these down. And the ender pearl in the center, of course. Most important thing. It's the thing that's actually getting infused. Let's just close up these valves while I'm thinking about it. Be a tidy kiwi. Tidy kiwi, that's what my dad said when we were kids. Be a tidy kiwi, pick up your rubbish, etc. But, you know, just, be, you know, look after yourself. Anyway, the E-tier is coming in now. That is looking very good. The alienis, we've got tons of that. Tons of these materials, we're all good to go. Oh dear. And there we go. That is the wand focus of portable holiness. I don't think I actually scanned. Let's quickly get it back out. I didn't scan the frost focus, did I? I haven't scanned any of these. I did scan that guy. Let's get these guys out and scan them. Scan Stan. Rule number 1 of Thaumcraft. Scan Stan. Let's have a look at this portable hole focus. Yeah, sort of what you'd expect. The infusion ingredients plus a little bit of diamondiness, I believe. No. Oh, can't scan that. I've tried it. You need to have a thermometer to scan a thermometer. That's the frost focus, looking very awesome. The equal trade focus, let's do that as well. What do you got to say for yourself? A lot of awesome things. I wonder if, will this apply to the other focus as well? Hopefully it should, even though it's got different enchantments on it. Is that it? Could have sworn there was more. Oh, because I already did that, I see. So, let's put these in here. Cool. Man, move that focus pouch back now. Let's have a look at this focus. Now we've got like a star formation. Wow. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Holy crap. Once the text clears, let's have a look at that focus color. Wow. That looks pretty cool. Looking awesome. So I think the way that this works is that you just right click, kind of like the portable hole in Thaumcraft 2 if I recall, you just right click. Wow. Oh My goodness. And you can just travel through blocks and get outside or inside if you're above a cave or something and you don't want to break through. But that is pretty awesome. If you want to have like a secret entrance to your base on a multiplayer server or something, there's a potential use for it right there. Oh, it looks like it's got only a certain range too, because it sort of seems to stop right there. So you got to keep that in mind. Okay, I don't really want to go through there. It looks like it doesn't go all the way through, and then you'd be stuck in there, and where would you be? Not a happy place. What does that cost to cast each time? I think you have to do this. Yeah, so 0.09 and 0.09 of that. So that's actually not too bad, considering how often you would use this thing. So, yeah, like I said, on a multiplayer server, using this to get to your secret base would be amazing. I can use it to get through these, I suppose, and down here now, and... Oh, okay, let's go through then, because apparently there's something right here. Yeah, I've not come down like this before. And down here is the main area where I'm digging out my diamonds, and apparently spawning zombies now. Let's sort that out. Get out of town. Where did you come from, sir? He probably came from somewhere back here, I'm guessing. That one little spot. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen as well, but this is where I'm starting to store my excess items, my excess blocks and stuff. Yeah, that's where this is turning up. Got a heap of this redstone clay, and heaps of stone and cobblestone coming through. Not so much dirt and gravel, but yeah, heaps of these earthy blocks just kind of stored up down here. Need to come down here and update the inventories a little bit, put some more stuff down there, but that will have to be another time, because we're all out of time for today, guys. Hope that you enjoyed this episode of Thaumcraft 4.2 with Birdtross. It was a little bit, it's a little bit lackluster, I think, but we did get some awesome new items that will be helping us out in future endeavors here in the world, particularly that guy and this guy. Well, this guy and the amulet. Like I said, hope that you enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Kia kaha, and I'll see you in the next episode.